more teachers, appear to be becoming infected with COVID-19. You'll know that more grades of children scheduled to go back to school on Monday. Remember the case in KwaBakra in the Eastern Cape. Over 200 learners in one school were infected with COVID-19. Now the Public Servants Association, being quoted today, is saying it wants the Basic Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, to close all schools. Reuben Maleka is the Assistant General Manager at the Public Servants Association. Reuben, good afternoon to you. Is this true? You want all schools to be closed?
Yeah, good afternoon, SG and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Yes, indeed, we want the school to be closed. First of all, we know that it's time that the minister is like the biblical Thomas. She wants to see when people actually, perish, and then she's going to start saying the schools must be closed. Look, there are schools throughout the country. We can see on a daily basis there are reports of schools being closed due to infection to learners, infection to teachers. As we speak right now, the Eastern Cape Department of Health, the system has collapsed. We hear the reports there that some of the patients in some hospitals, they actually fight for ventilation. And that is coming to Gauteng. That, if you know what is happening in Limpopo, the schools there, the kids don't even have a mode of transport. So we can't have this situation of saying the school must be open at the expense of our kids. These kids can actually forego a academic year and start afresh, because losing a year in this kind of condition is worse than going to open the school at this point in time.
Okay, but Reuben, I mean, you will know as well as I do that a school that has cases of COVID-19 can be disinfected, in 12 hours in some cases. Not always, but often they can be open and safe. They can be safely open the next day. No children in South Africa have died from this disease. There's been one case of a baby that was born prematurely. COVID-19 was just one factor in that poor baby's death. But children aren't vulnerable. The evidence is in. The scientists have all told us. We've seen all the documents and all the scientific evidence. Children aren't at risk. And then you will know, even better than I do, it will be the poorer children in this country who will be left again and again further behind if they don't get any education this year.
Yes, definitely. That is our point, to say that if you continue to open the schools, it's mostly those that are suburbs and those that we call the model Cs that will continue to open because they've got resources. You are going to leave out the poor children who are in the rural communities, who do not have all the basic necessities such as water and sanitation. So in one of the schools in Malamulele, we have seen the SGB protesting to say that there's only one pit toilet for all the learners and for all the teachers. Those are the situations that we are faced with as a country. So hence we are calling to say that the minister must rethink, must not wait to see a disaster happening in the education sector in the name of just opening school, because we believe that at this point in time, the 600 million that was spent was not worth the actual reopening of the school. As you know, some of the schools have not even received any of the items that were supposed to be there.
Okay, I think you and I are at opposite ends of this argument to an extent, just for the purpose of this discussion. My point is that if you close government schools now, private schools will probably find a way to get permission to continue operating. And even if they don't, rich and middle-class parents will still find ways to educate their children. I can almost guarantee it. My point is that children who are not in school at all, for millions of children, 9 million children, and you know this, Reuben, 9 million children rely on the one school meal they get at school every day. That's absolutely vital. Surely they're actually safer, many children, safer in school than outside it.
So are we prepared to let the learners to die because they have food at the school? So there could be other means to get the
But they don't have food now, Reuben, is the point.
We can get the nutritional scheme being also extended to the communities instead of sending the kids to school where they're going to contract this virus. I'm sure the learners, obviously, they are not effectively learning. How do a child sit in a classroom where the teacher is also having a mask and the children have a mask? Already that psychologically does not allow a free learning environment for our kids. That's why we're saying that, look, this is a winter season, it's flu season. Close the school during the course of July and August and consider reopening in September. And that program also can be changed, the academic year, to say start in September and can end in May 2021. And we have not actually had this drama of every day there's a school in the media to say that the school is closed because of infection. The teachers are not able to go to school because they've got other medical conditions. We have seen now in Limpopo the threat. They are threatening teachers that they are going to go into their medical files and find out why they're saying they've got medical condition. A violation of rights. So those are kind of situations that we don't want to actually from time to time fight with the basic education through courts, because we can allow our members to be files to be made public because there's a suspicion that probably they are not sick.
Okay, I don't think they're going to make them public. I think that what they're really looking for is medical details of comorbidities. Anyway, let me just ask you this, Reuben. You represent mostly administrative staff, if I recall. Are you going to go on strike if schools stay open?
Look, we're not going to strike. This is a societal matter. We believe that the society must take a stance against the minister. I think, SG, you can agree with me. The only time we agree with politicians is when we go for voting, and then after voting, we have got a different view. Why would we have a different view as society? All of us, I'm sure the community, we are consulted. 98% of parents are not comfortable to take out their kids to school. So why is the minister having a different view?
But 98% of children are back at school. I mean, that's what and I mean, those are figures from the department. They'll know the figures. If you're right, then most children wouldn't be back at school, but they are.
Look, SG, we can't continue to make statistics about our kids' lives. No, we see from daily basis there are statistics about kids' life. There's statistics that say this could close, this could open, and only in Northern Cape there are close to 2,000 teachers who have reported that they've got the medical conditions, they're not able to report to school. What is going to happen to such schools if come the 6th of July, another cohort of learners goes back to school? Then it's just sending the school without teachers. And that is our concern to say, but this is the time that the Minister for Education reconsider the position of opening the school and reconsider amending the calendar year and start the school afresh during summer.